What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Spencer, and today, yes, this is not a Yu-Gi-Oh video. I know you guys are very used to that, and don't worry, I'm still on track for my Sky Striker video. I'm hoping Monday the rest of my cards will come in, so I'll have that deck prop for each of you guys. We're also getting really close to 150 subs, so if you just happen to catch this video, please hit subscribe. It'd be a great goal for me. But today I'm doing a React video, which I haven't done in a really long time, and with me, if you guys can see that logo, it's on the other side. I can't figure this out right here. Is the rest stop, and I'll bring him on right now. Oops, that's not what I wanted. Here we go. All right. This is BradTheBeliever.
What's happening? Thanks for having me, Wiz.
Yeah, this is very exciting. Actually, I don't think anyone from Blue Book Boys knows me as the Wiz, but yeah, that's my sports name, or I don't know, my nickname in radio pretty much. But yeah, I do a podcast with him. I'm kind of the producer of his show. So if you're interested, you can just look up the rest stop on. You can go to his Twitter, which right there is, BradTheBeliever, and his Instagram is Facebook, or you can also find it on Landry Football. So if you guys are interested in sports, pop culture too, to an extent, just like Blue Book Boys, it's a really good listen. We're on Tuesdays and Thursdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thanks for joining the show.
Yeah, man, this is cool. I'm excited to see what happens. And yeah, to all of Spencer's subscribers out there, thanks for tuning in. And Spence, thanks for the plugs there. Much appreciated.
Yeah. So I saw a video of Chris Hansen. For some reason, I've been obsessed. It's just, I can't get over it. These guys blow my mind. And this guy, he takes the cake. There's something, I don't know. I have to have other people watch it with me because I watched it myself. It was just something that was really hard to conceive. So we're just going to go into it. No flow naturally has to happen here. We're just going to kind of go with the flow and see what happens and see what Brad thinks of this guy who is coming to meet a 13-year-old girl, or he thinks.
In the Connecticut suburbs.
Well, initially I was thinking that he's
is in the air.
A pizza delivery guy.
And this guy is
bringing
pizza to the door.
This is
Jeff Sokol is no pizza
look at this
man.
Look at this old man.
Cops say he's here to meet a 13-year-old
13
girl.
How are you?
Good, how are you?
Okay, I gotta pause it already. So yeah, there's so much to uncover here that I really it just blows my mind. This guy's coming to meet a 13-year-old girl, this old man, and his first thought is to go pick up some pies.
He knows what kids like, Spence. What can you say?
Is that okay? That's actually a great point, because I was like, pizza. Why pizza? I guess because kids like pizza.
Yeah,
is that the whole thing?
What 13-year-old have you ever met that doesn't love pizza? So I think it's a great move. Great move to start off. He's hitting a home run so far.
To our sting house in
Here we go. It's always interesting how far they drive. Some of them drive hours and hours to do this.
All over the property. His date with a 13-year-old is going to be on national
Look how comfortable he is, washing his hands and stuff like that.
On Sokol's LinkedIn page, he calls
crazy.
himself Master of Puppets, possibly a reference to a famous heavy metal song.
All right, Chris Hansen's a goofball. Do you agree?
Oh, 100%.
Like, he's cool because he comes out all calm and collected. My favorite move that he does is they'll say something like, "Hey, you want a slice of pizza?" And he'll come around the corner and goes, "I'd like a slice of pizza." It's just,
I've never seen that one. If I see that, that'll be quite the throw for loop from my perspective.
Yeah, so he always has that witty one-liner when he comes around the corner.
But he says he now drives for Lyft, the ride sharing.
Spence, I gotta ask you a question here. First of all, what woman, much less a girl under 30 in their right mind, would look at that profile picture of Jeff and that look with that beanie and say, yeah, that's someone I want to hang out with? I mean, go back to that. I mean,
yeah, here he is, right here.
I mean, he's got his jersey on with a hoodie that doesn't match, and that look is just so creepy as it is. I mean, I understand being a 30 and above and want to date girls a little younger than you, but girls that would actually be interested in somebody that looks like that, God, you gotta believe, wow, you can't possibly think, oh, this girl's really into me. We had some good conversation. I would initially be thinking, if a girl is that quick to meet me within less than a month after seeing that picture, it's got to be a setup.
Yeah. Do you think it's confidence? Is that where it comes from? Or is it such a complete lack of confidence that any attention, he's just like, okay, I'm going all in right now?
God, I don't want to be too mean, but I think errs on the side of delusion more than confidence.
Oh yeah. Oh, I don't know. You may change your mind about that.
Okay.
He worked in the insurance industry as an auditor.
He looks like
But
Where's
he says
Waldo?
He now drives for Lyft.
What's he doing? He goes from being an auditor also to Lyft driving, so I wonder how that happened. Boy.
Are you a virgin? LOL, yeah, that is personal. No, I was with my boyfriend once. I really want to be intimate with you.
Dude, I have to stop because I cannot wrap my mind around it. It's just, this alone is mind-blowing. This isn't even the mind-blowing part about the video, but it's just crazy. You say you feel bad. I don't feel bad for this guy. I will bash him for
Did I say I felt bad for him? I don't.
Well,
I said
I felt bad, but oh my gosh. Oh, okay.
Do you have pretty feet? LOL, yeah. I don't have
Look at these dumb emojis he's using too. What a loser. You have pretty
then
feet.
Turns the conversation very personal, asking questions no adult should ever ask.
See, wait, pause. You gotta know this is a setup. Handsome beast, right? Come on. There's nobody. There's nobody 35 or under that would think that with that Waldo picture. Like, what would you would have to be? Okay, she says she doesn't have homeless feet, right? But he looks homeless in that picture. So, I mean, I would just be like, he must have no logic to think, oh God, I would think setup would be screaming all around with this.
Do you think he struck out with older women? Or do you think he didn't even try?
Look, Spence, me and you have had a few private conversations about internet dating. So this is a form of that, with meeting someone on a chat that you don't know.
Yeah.
I've just found that not many people have success with diving into the conversation. Like, I mean, what made him feel so comfortable to ask, are you a virgin? And then start asking. I would have to be talking with someone that I've never met for like months before any of that would seem semi-normal. So
yeah, that's a great point.
I mean, remember, this is someone he's never met, and he's just freewheeling. In that picture, you got to know that he's not 20. You got to at least think he's 30 plus. So even if this girl lied and said she was 15, it's just like, wow, like that's just this is a tough one for me.
I've been talking to girls on Tinder. I wouldn't ask questions like this until we were like dating.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah,
me too.
That's crazy. All right.
Bailey might be an undercover cop, so he asks for a custom pic to prove she's real. Take a selfie holding up
so now he's getting
fingers below your
suspicious.
face, then I would know it's really you. My fear is that it's not you, that it's someone in law enforcement looking to nail someone. Bailey sends the pic.
But hate for that to happen.
Sends a creepy reply. I like it. Your hands are cute. Sokol knows the girl is 13.
That's just, it's just supreme to me. Your hands? I don't even know if I would say, I mean, maybe you would say that to a girlfriend, but like when you really need to spark things up, when you start talking about people's hands. But for this guy, it's par for the course.
I don't know if this question's appropriate, Spence, but it does cross my mind.
Okay.
With the high percentage of creeps or pedophiles or whatever you want to call them that are 30 plus that attempt to lure in girls 15 or under, out of all the ones we see that don't get caught, how many would you guess that actually have success and that the young girls are actually interested in them and they have some type of positive meeting? I mean, has anybody ever thought of that? Not that I care to explore it, but it does spark my interest a little bit that we only see the negative stories. There's got to be stories that don't happen exactly this way with the same type of approach, I would imagine.
There is I did recently watch a Chris Hansen one where they caught him and he said he had met with a like 14-year-old boy, but he said he didn't do anything with the boy. I can't imagine anything ever happens together because like when you're a teenager and some old geezer like talks to you, like, get away from me, you weird old man. Like maybe if you're ignorant enough to talk to him on the internet, but when you see him in person, you're like, oh wait, what? There's no reason for me to be doing this.
You know, I could be put in jail if the police found out we were intimate. The only way police would know if we ever got intimate.
Dude, I gotta be honest with you. If I was a 13-year-old boy and some dude was texting this to me constantly, like saying stuff like this, I'd be like, dude, can you just shut up about this? At some point, it's got to be annoying for if it was a real person. It'd be like, okay, I get it, dude. Like, come on, can we talk about something else now? Jeez.
And another part that gets me, he clearly understands the severity of what's going on here. But is the grip that strong where he's got to continue to push forth with this meeting? Is it that it's like, wow, I just can't imagine having that kind of suspicion and knowing the ramifications and still going through with it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what brings a person to do this, but we'll see what kind of person he is when he makes his way to the house.
He picks up a pizza and asks Bailey about what to wash it down with. You got booze?
Wow.
He has some vodka, but no rum.
Dude, okay. First of all, you can't ask the 13-year-old for booze. You're the old man. You're 44 years old. You can't cover the pizza and the booze. Like, come on, dude. Very impressive.
That's a great point, Spence. So he clearly is a drunk pedophile. It looks like to me. I mean, I'm making a rush to judgment on the drunk part, but clearly there's a financial issue here. The mentality seems to be, I'm spending money on gas, cheap dates. So I'll go for the pizza, but I don't quite have enough cash to get the type of booze. So not only does he double down on, does the mom got some vodka, maybe some rum. So it's like he's all in at this point. He's hoping that this is a damaged teen that has absolutely no care for responsibility whatsoever. It's going to pop open that liquor cabinet and the party's on for Mr. So-Called.
Do you think it crossed his mind to ask the other way around? Like, hey, you grab the pizza, I'll get the booze. Yeah.
That leads me to believe the money part. But that's I like the observation.
I'll get the vodka, but I mean, I can't afford pepperoni pizza, not in this economy. I mean, come on.
How are you? Good. How are you?
Supreme, dude. Okay? Supreme confidence, man. He's overjoyed. He's thinking, oh man, it's real. She's right there. I got pizza in the hand. Oh, dude. It's just crazy.
Spence, that's a great observation because you paused it at the perfect time as he's
you look at his shit-eating grin.
Yeah, exactly.
It's crazy. Oh, man. He thinks he's got the jackpot.
That's a long drive.
Yeah. Right.
Wow, look how frustrating that is. He got wings, it looks like. So what's up with the booze? You couldn't stop at the gas station?
Well, I got to give him credit. I hate giving this guy credit in this circumstance. It's really out of line. But yeah. I'll say this. I'm talking about the psychology of what he must be going through right now. He's got to the door. She's an attractive girl. We've got to give her that, regardless of her age. So in his mind, I'm playing out. He's thinking, wow, no cops yet. She's attractive. Now jackpot. So look, you see his arms in there. He's actually saying right there, score. I'm not catfish number one. No cops yet. Man, this could be a great night.
He's on cloud nine. He's on cloud nine.
I'm sorry, I'm really nervous.
Oh, you gonna get hot?
No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Are you okay? He doesn't find any, he doesn't think there's going to be any awkward feelings between a 13-year-old and a 44-year-old. He like, in his mind, she's just going to be like, please, like, come to me. I've been waiting forever, my entire 13-year-old life for this.
He's oblivious at this point for sure.
Yeah. He has so much confidence. He's blind.
Okay.
So kind of think you guys just.
Wow, look at this. He did stop at the gas station. He got some V8 juice right there on the counter. Oh, I wish I could. Let me pull it up.
His plates are behind.
Unbelievable. Where do you... look at this. You see it right there? Or it's orange juice or something
orange
like
juice.
that.
I saw the orange juice. I was going to say something about that. Yeah.
He belongs in prison for eating orange juice with pizza in the first place, let alone pedophilia.
Like the small pizza is like almost as big as the big one. So... I didn't know that because, like, you said small, I thought it would be like.
What a riveting man!
Yeah.
How cool is this 44-year-old talking about the sizes of pizza?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
I'm a little pissed that you're a little, like, not so into me. That's the attitude I'm getting from him right now.
That's a really good observation. And as he's taking off his coat and I see the lumberjack plaid, I think it's all downhill from here for his chances.
He's so far in his bag where he's like, come on, let's get over with this, you know?
I've just never done this before.
Why do you think I came?
Wow. Dude, what an absolute creep. Why do you think I came? He's pushing the envelope as fast as possible. He's looking to accelerate this to like a 1-hour show.
Right. And guaranteed, a girl that young, the first response is going to be, I don't know. So it's like, come on.
What is he? Oh, come on, dude. What do you even expect an older woman to say to that?
It's not the only reason. It's not the reason.
What's the reason?
And I just, been talking to you for a while, and you seem like really cool to hang out with.
Dude, how creeped out do you think she is right now? She must be like dying inside. I feel bad.
I completely agree. She's quite the actress though to hold it in together.
Yeah.
So I got to give her props on that.
She's doing a pretty decent job.
Yeah, I agree.
In a text that will turn your stomach, Sokol talks about a marriage contract.
Wow.
And even suggests they elope. The only thing that can prevent me from getting arrested is if we got married.
LOL.
If you were married to me right now, then I wouldn't be breaking the law.
You think he's like trying to justify it in his mind? Like that's...
Wow. I'm thinking of quite a few things with that text there.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what he has in mind. Is he planning on trafficking her? Is he that? Wow. It's a lot to kind of take in, this guy. It goes back to my extreme delusion that he has. He has not met this person. He's ready to talk marriage to save his own behind. But he's willing to take the risk knowing in his gut that this isn't adding up. So I'm curious how this video continues to evolve.
Yeah. I don't think he's serious about the marriage thing. I think he's just trying to, in his mind, be like, well, maybe if I married her at some point, it'd be fine.
No.
What kind of pizza we have tonight? Who's this? I'll get to that in a minute. Who are you? Who are you? You tell me first. You're Jeff, right?
All right, look at his face. What do you think is going through his mind right now? Do you think his first reaction is this is a cop, or do you think this is her dad?
I think his first reaction is OF.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. But he's still, you can tell he's calculating in his mind. He's like, okay, what do I do to get myself out of this?
Yeah. And what are you doing here tonight, Jeff? Hanging out.
Hanging out.
Hanging out with whom?
He's not paying.
Can I eat first? Sure.
Wow. Unbelievable. He wants to eat first. Okay. So let me tell you I'll tell you when I first heard him say that was because most guys are freaking out at this point. Most of them know who Chris Hansen is. This guy doesn't seem like he knows too well. You think he's like, this is my last good meal?
I think it may be a nervous reaction. Maybe he's so nervous that because I can get being nervous or unsure and trying to cope with that emotion with eating. So I like your observation, but I can only speak from how I would maybe be feeling.
True. Eating stalls time too. It can help him gather his thoughts.
That's a really good point. He could be maybe trying to navigate an exit plan by stalling. So
he's checking exits right now.
Because I'd be so nervous. I think I'd be paralyzed with fear, with not knowing what to do. I would definitely need to stall, and at that point would want to maybe try to plan an exit.
Yeah, I'm trying to think too, because think about how happy he was when he entered that door. That must have been an all-time high. This has got to be an all-time low. Like the swing of emotions he's felt in these past like 2 minutes.
If you've ever had the feeling where you're on the road driving and you've got to slam on your brakes really quick unexpectedly, and you kind of get that hot sweat of nervousness, that's what I imagine he felt when Chris Hansen walked out the door. or through the door, the hallway
He's
door.
Right.
so relaxed and convinced of his innocence, he eats a slice of pizza.
Tell me who you are, because, you know,
He's got
I know
nothing.
there would be other people there.
Well, what did you expect to happen this time, Jeff?
Didn't have any expectation.
No expectations whatsoever.
No.
So you drove 2.5 hours?
2.5
Sure
hours.
did.
Wow.
Who are you?
To come here
Are you her dad?
to meet a young
Oh, okay,
girl.
so
Are you her
I
dad?
will
so
get
that
to
was
that
his
in a
first.
minute.
I think I was right about that. I think his first gut reaction was like, okay, his dad's here. How do I think what I'm thinking is he's gaining confidence because he thinks this is his dad. He's like, I may be able to work my way out. If it's a police officer, I know I'm out. But if it's the dad, maybe I can work some magic here if I'm comfortable
point.
and I seem like a cool dude.
This is true.
But look how confident he is.
Go ahead, have a bite.
Sokol probably should have brought napkins.
I haven't done anything wrong.
Just yamming that pizza down.
Coming to meet somebody? What's wrong? What is that against
Coming
the
to
law?
meet a young girl?
Yeah, is that against the law?
It is after this chat.
How?
Did you bring some kind of a contract? with
You've lost it at that point, right? If he says he has the chat and he's just like, yeah, no, that's fine. Like his mind, you think snapped?
No, I think with the uncertainty, not instantly. I don't think instantly it would snap. I think it would take a little bit of time. So I think as he's asking questions here, maybe it'll come to him at some point. I don't think it has quite instantly yet. That's just my opinion.
And then you say, do you trim your blank?
Okay.
Now you know that this girl is 13, right?
I don't think this guy's delusional. I think he's that confident. I really do at this point. When he starts saying stuff like that, I think he's really beyond my level of understanding.
I saw a little bit of a deep breath as Hansen went in to read the marriage contract. So for my eyes, I'm thinking maybe it started to hit him at that point. But I can see your point also.
Like that.
Who are you? Can you tell me who you are first?
I will tell you that in a minute.
Because now you're making me nervous, and
You're 44.
Now he feels nervous. He
Mhm.
wasn't nervous meeting a 13-year-old girl.
As a 44-year-old guy, I shouldn't be talking to 13-year-old girls like this. Yet I want to. What am I supposed to make of that?
Ooh, there's the deep sigh.
Sorry,
I think to me that's the point. That's where it's real to him, right there, where he's really gnawing on that pizza because it gives him a little time to think. But he's like, "Oh wow, this is getting rough."
Out of all I've ever seen of Chris Hansen in these shows, I don't get why the predators or the pedophiles, why they let Chris Hansen control. You tell me who you are. You just wait 2 minutes. Like, who the hell are you? Wait 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Screw you. I'd get up and leave. Or
I think it's because
I'd
Oh,
run
for
him
sure.
down out the door. Like, what do you mean? Who's Hansen saying? No, just wait 2 minutes. Like, what?
Yeah, how's your first reaction not to dart when you see another person?
Fight or flight. So it's
Got it. Yeah, you're totally right. He was just dead inside at that point. He's like, I can't move my legs.
Yeah.
No way. For meeting me? No. Potentially having sex.
I think that's where Chris keeps that confidence, and it just keeps him in place. Like once they're like, I can't leave now. I mean, listen to this guy's telling me to sit.
Explain it to me.
Just wanted to come hang out and
It looks like here you wanted to come here and have sex with a 13-year-old girl.
okay. Is that against the law to like
To have sex with a 13-year-old girl when you're 44? Yes, it's against the law.
to meet a girl? That's all I've done.
You see how this looks.
Okay, but do you also see that?
Oh,
That
he's
was pretty
done.
good.
Yeah.
Oh,
We got to go
yeah.
back to the the eyes darting. He's like, oh wow.
Okay, but do you also see that?
Oh, it's so
I was pretty
bad.
apprehensive about the whole sex thing. I was thinking about this on the way down,
Right.
Oh yeah,
You're 2.5
sure he
hours.
was.
and and I wasn't gonna. I'm not gonna risk it. That's what I said.
He's not going to risk. He'll risk going to the house, but he wouldn't risk what a non-witnessed act. Apparently,
This is where I'm going to stick with my delusional comment because I didn't know at the beginning it was a 2+ hour drive. I can't imagine one's gut would continue to win in saying this after 2 hours and having all these questions. Yes, I'm going through with it. And my next question, at what point and what location did he stop off to get the pie? Was it at the beginning of the trip?
Yeah,
Is he
that's true.
familiar with the area 2 hours in where he's going to be? Did he call first? I mean,
Yeah.
because
Do you call ahead, like close by the house?
yeah, I mean, if not, that the pizza looked fairly fresh. I saw cheese hanging as he took a bite in, so it had to be closer to the location. So there's a lot of questionable behavior from Mr. So-call here.
Yeah.
Least of which
How-
deciding to drive 2.5 hours to meet a 13-year-old.
How long do you think? Do you actually think he thought about it? I don't. But I would say if he did, it probably an hour in. He's like, I'm not driving back an hour. I'm already an hour in, right?
Yeah, that's a good point. Gosh, man, you've got to be fully committed before you leave the house.
Oh, yeah.
I one time made a stupid drive, and sorry to take a quick story here, but I left in the middle of the night to go to from Monterey, California to Reno, which is like 7+ hours. So I had to be committed before I left the door that when I got in that car, there's no turning back, because I sure as hell wasn't going back after 3 hours in and saying this is a bad move. So it makes sense that once you leave the house and you have a long drive and you have a mission in mind, once you're out that door and you start off, you're committed.
Yeah, I think the decision point starts when you hit go on your navigation system, because it's just you're in at that point.
To be honest with you, like I said, when I was on the way down,
Right.
I was thinking about the whole thing, and even before I left,
Right.
I was thinking I'm not going to have sex with her unless it's legal.
All right, it's it, right? That's a closed case. He just admitted it.
Well, that's maybe where the marriage contract comes in. So he was planning, and that's what maybe he's thinking his out is. And so that's why he threw in, I wasn't planning on it unless it's legal. So they're probably going to find the marriage contract. And if they were somehow able to get married, I guess it would be legal at that point based on the state that they were getting married. That's the only way I would think that he can believe in his own mind that he's not incriminating himself.
Yeah, but by saying that, he's saying that he's okay with having sex with a 13-year-old girl. Like, he just dropped a bombshell right there. He put himself in a corner.
Yeah, he did.
Because he said, if we were married, I would totally do it.
So you talk about a plan to make it legal. To
There
marry.
we go. There it is.
Right?
Yeah, not in 2 seconds. I mean, like
A week
So
from
two
now?
After, like next week, or the week
Yeah.
after you marry a
no,
13-year-old girl.
not next week. No.
What a
So
what
after-
a gentleman.
Just a few days worth of chatting, you decide you love her? No.
Maybe when she's
wanna
14,
have sex with
Chris.
her? I don't
I'm not
know.
a
You
You
monster.
want to marry her? What do you mean you don't know she's 13?
I don't know. I was just throwing things out, like, just in case maybe I did like her. Maybe it was,
You ever just throw out marriage to people? All the time, actually. It's a great move.
He's a character. Maybe I did like her. I don't know. Maybe she's the Rhodes Scholar at 13, and they can, talk.
Honors student. Sounded like she was pretty smart. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So then you marry a 13-year-old girl. You just think this is just fine. March in here to this home.
I know what you're.
Well, what
Getting at.
else am I?
I know what
supposed to
you're
think?
getting at.
Do I seem like a dishonest, dirty person?
Yes.
Look at
I'm
Hansen.
telling you, it's supreme confidence. That's what it is. I don't think he's delusional. I think he's that confident about himself.
I don't know that it's possible to have anything other than delusion to be able to not only before the 2-hour drive, but clearly long before this, have the thoughts and the desires to be with someone 13, but be able to role play the future of this potential relationship. So he's clearly had deep thought about this and been able to a way within himself to rationalize the behavior, because clearly he's thinking Hansen isn't getting it. They just don't get me.
Yeah.
They don't get me. They don't get us.
Isn't it obvious? Yeah, we're not on the same plane of existence.
I mean, do I seem like it to you?
This chat seems like it.
I'm just one of the guys.
It seems like someone who
chat
at
is
44
chat.
years old.
Chat is chat.
Chat is chat, but showing up is showing up. And guess what, Jeff? You showed up at a home where you knew a 13-year-old girl would be alone. after a sexually
I'm
charged
starting to really feel like
conversation.
he thinks this is his
You
last
come
best
in.
meal because he is like,
I wanna hug
he hasn't
you.
stopped.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm really nervous.
And at this point, the cat's out of the bag.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If the little girl's nervous, you do it with everybody.
Yeah.
You do that every time you meet a 13-year-old girl.
I do it when I meet somebody for the first time. I hug them.
But this somebody is not an adult child. She's 13.
James, please tell me who you are.
I'll tell you.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Okay.
He's trying to be
So am
nice
I.
here.
But
Does that infer that he's like ready to throw hands?
Yeah, I think it does. I think it
Yeah,
does.
he's like, I'm cutting you some slack here, but you keep stepping up on me. We're gonna have a problem here.
Yeah, I agree. That's the mindset.
you're not answering all my questions.
I will. Can you just tell me who you are?
I'm Chris Hansen. And this is an investigation.
Oh no.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say, now would be a good time to say it.
I don't want to talk anymore.
You can leave.
Can you shut it off?
Why do you really think they do that? Because why isn't it say, hey, we're gonna go arrest you outside? He really makes them
Strictly for the theater of television. 100%.
It is 100 times better to see.
It's calculated. Yeah, it's calculated. I mean,
because he's like, I got publicly embarrassed. All right, I'll get out of here.
Right, exactly.
But in all my years of catching these guys, I've never had an offer like this.
You can take your pizza if you like.
You want a slice?
Oh, it gives what a guy to offer him a slice before he heads out. That's something else. I don't know if I'd have the guts to do that.
Yeah, I mean, I got to get your confidence argument has a lot of weight with the you want a slice portion. It looks like old Jeff's done a little damage to that pizza, though. I see a big chunk of that missing over there. Maybe some nervous eating by him towards the middle.
There might not be enough left for Chris. I feel like it's just crust hanging out in there.
What about you guys? So the cops there?
We'll see.
So
We'll see.
We'll see.
Seconds.
Doesn't
His
grab
next
the
meal
pizza.
will be in jail.
Ah,
Come on out. Let's go.
Cops grab him. During the search, cops find a sex enhancement pill.
Wow.
The kind where you call a doctor if it's still working after 4 hours.
Have a seat and slide over to the passenger side, please.
Sokol is placed in the back of an unmarked police car. The cops put his pizza in the trunk. He's hauled off to Fairfield.
They took the
Connecticut
pizza
Police
with
Headquarters.
them. That's nice.
that's solid.
Sokol is booked, fingerprinted, and poses for a mugshot. Cops read him his rights.
Anything you say or statements you make may be used against you.
He waives his right to remain silent, and the arrogance he displayed.
All right,
during-
so this is kind of the end of the video. What do you think he says here? Do you think he comes clean and he's just trying to like get the lowest sentence possible, or do you think he still kind of goes for this angle where he's like completely innocent?
I would say, since he kind of knows the stuff he said, I would say he tries to manipulate the situation to not completely coming forthright, but trying to wiggle his way out to not fully take the blame for his actions.
Yeah, look at the way he's sitting. Like he's good in his mind, I think.
Well, tell me what you said.
Well, we talked about having sex, but that doesn't mean
Isn't that strange?
That doesn't mean I was going to tonight.
What's the deal with the marriage certificate? What was that whole conversation?
I want this guy to be on my team if I am accused of attempted murder. He's like,
Jeff,
well, is he dead? I mean, he's standing right there, obviously.
that's a good point. I mean, like I said, I think I predicted it accurately. He's going to try to justify it any way possible to exonerate himself for the full penalty that looks to be coming his way.
Or a marriage agreement or a contract you talked about.
You think he's thinking about plans for home tonight?
Well, I know I was joking at one time.
Absolutely
when I
not.
said, "Is
I
it
can't
in the
imagine."
Contract? I was
Was
joking.
there
I
mention
really
of,
think
like,
he
bringing
is.
some type
I
of-
think he
maybe
really
it
thinks
was
they're
a
just gonna be
jest,
like, all right, we got
You may
nothing
be
on
right.
you.
Bringing some
Maybe
type of
right.
marriage contract or something like that.
No, it wasn't. No, bringing something. No, I was just explaining.
They caught
to her
Viagra
that
in
people
his
could get
pocket, and
married
he's still
by
saying
just
this.
Signing a contract, signing marriage documents. I
But you're talking about a 12-year-old girl, right? And that's kind of
Yeah.
I think you could probably even
14,
understand.
but yeah.
Wow, that's insane. That is the breaking point for me. He goes, "Oh, you're talking to a 12-year-old girl, right?" He goes, she's 14."
Do you think the investigator set that up exactly hoping for that response? You think he knew the age and he was doing that just to get his response to come out like it was?
You could be right, but it honestly it should be impartial, obviously. So maybe it is like a really good trap to say that.
She said she was 14. But okay.
She was 14.
I know. It's young.
Yeah, you
So we're
doofus.
talking
2-year
like 12
difference.
Years old. It's like, so you're gonna marry a 13-year-old girl with her mother's permission.
Okay, I have to also let's just project this forward. Let's say he does meet a 13-year-old girl. Let's say he does get married. How do you live the rest of your life from that point?
Well, Spence, I don't know if you're familiar, but this has happened in real life. Have you ever heard of Courtney Stodden?
No, I haven't.
Well, after we get off this cast, look at Courtney Stodden marriage. There was an actor. He was on the Green Mile. His name's Doug. I don't remember his last name, but he met Courtney at this acting thing. I believe she was 13 or 14, and the mom consented and they got married, I believe, with her at 14 or 15, and were married for close to a decade before recently here in the last few years getting a divorce. So this actually has happened. And this Doug guy is about Jeff's age, 44 or something like that. So after we get off the cast, look it up. You can see a real life story of how this played out and actually happened, where a 40-something met a teenage girl, 13 or 14, got the mom's consent, married, and then attempted to stay married up until, about the 7 to 10 year mark where it fizzled out.
Like, you can't have friends, right?
No, I can't. I just can't imagine how.
Like, you live your life solely with that.
I just can't imagine how. Yeah, there's no way that there's friends involved. It's got to be a strictly kind of isolated relationship, you would think.
You can't go out in public, obviously, unless you'd have to say it's your dad or grandpa or something like that.
Yeah,
but if they look so different, like it's just not going to be successful. I know, this is obvious, but I'm just trying to get in this guy's head.
Detective then asked Sokol what he would think if he had a daughter and she was hanging out with a 44-year-old guy.
You're cool with that?
Well, obviously, at first, no.
At first,
yeah. When they first walk in, it's not going to be. It's not going to be.
It's
cool.
that confidence that kills me.
I don't think there's a threat.
Sokol posts
he really thinks
bail.
Oh, if I had a kid, I'd be a little upset at first.
Now cold pizza.
Your first reaction wouldn't always be to just grab a shot, the closest weapon, and just end that person.
If you're the dad,
yeah. Do you even exchange a sentence between you and him?
I really can't even picture myself in this scenario. It's really hard to wrap my mind around.
Like, you walk home, you see a 40-year-old man in your house. I think your first reaction is to grab your gun.
And use it? Or is it too?
I'm going to tell you right now, rationally speaking, of course not. Your first reaction would never be to kill somebody. I don't have a kid, so I can't tell you, but I know the relationship you have with your kid is beyond any bond.
Right.
You can ever have, because it's just biologically speaking and just naturally speaking, that is your everything, because it's you created it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like my first reaction instead of anger would be heartbreak, that my child would even entertain, because it would make me feel like as a father I've definitely failed. And not to make it so selfish, but clearly I did something and along the way to make her feel less than, where she would think it'd be okay to entertain that type of discrepancy in mental and age. So
yeah, no, I
would feel heartbreak first would maybe be my first inclination.
315 or 320 in all the investigations had anyone ever offered me a piece.
That's his
Sokol was
takeaway.
charged with 3 felony counts: attempted second-degree sexual assault, attempted risk of injury to a minor, and enticing a minor by computer.
All right, well, that's the end of the video, but we'll have our closing thoughts here just for a couple of seconds. What are your takeaways from this? Honestly, like for me, it's hard to really. I don't know. There's a lot to think about.
I guess my initial thought with Mr. Sokol is he was completely all in. He had all his chips in the middle of the table from the moment he left his house, drove 2 hours, got the pizza, and initiated the conversation from the time he got put behind bars. Because at some point in time, along the beginning and the end, he completely rationalized every bit of his behavior and was not going to back down from it. And that's kind of what I took from it, even to the point, like you said, the confidence of offering Mr. Hansen a slice of pizza. So
I don't know. I legitimately find that to be one of the most interesting videos I think I've ever seen. I think it's the best one. I think it's the best Chris Hansen episode of all time. Just have it, like most of them are scared, but I don't think at once he was scared. Maybe during like Deep Sigh, he was a little nervous. He never once thought he was in the wrong, which is just so crazy.
Well, that begs a question on top of that. If and when this guy were to see freedom again, does it seem very likely that he's going to repeat the same kind of behavior?
He would go straight back for sure because he didn't think he was wrong. I don't know. I mean, obviously, knowing that his name's in like the public face now, and he's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know. It's so like mind numbing to me, the whole thing. Like how, like from when you start, like how much not of a life can you possibly have?
It's pretty bad. As you know, Spence, I've been stuck in the house with a fractured foot, so I have pretty much almost zero life to do anything. And never has it crossed my mind to go scout the middle school market in boredom. You know, I'd much rather just indulge in Netflix or something besides that. So definitely the grip of whatever he was gripped by doesn't drive me to the point where I have that much time on my hands, or anybody that I know for that matter with that much time on their hands, where they're going to double and triple down on driving multiple hours, 13-year-old, marriage contract, sex pills. I mean, you name it, pizza, booze. The guy had it all planned out. So, I mean, he was committed. We'll give him that.
Yeah, that if anything else, he was a very committed man. So, yeah, that's gonna do it for today's video, guys. Like I said, you can check out the rest stop. I always this way. Oh, I can't do it. This way. There you go. It's over there. The rest. It's such a mind-numbing thing. But you can check out the rest stop. We're on Tuesdays, Thursdays from 9 to 10 p.m. Pacific. And you guys could check us out on live chat on Twitch, Twitter, Instagram. Well, we post highlights on Instagram, I should say. So it's always a good follow. In case you missed the show and you want to know what we were talking about, we'll always post little clips for you guys so you can check it out. But like I said, on Blue Milk Boys Gaming, close to that 150 subs. So if you like the channel, go ahead and support me, please. Any final parting thoughts, Brad?
I think we kind of hit the gamut there, but I want to say thanks, Spence, for having me on with the reaction video. I'd love to do it again. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I'll find. There's another Chris Hansen video we'll have to do in the future. It is also another classic for a different reason. But that's gonna do it for today, guys. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful day, and I'll see you next.